Its tongue not muten, the absent lover's flute's no toy. Its trills proclaim his grief, his joy. Or bane, or cure, the flute is still. Content, complaining, as you will. It tells its tale of burning grief. Recounts how love is mad, in brief. The lover's pangs best knows. As it receives tongue's plaintive woes. Through grief, his day is but a dawn. Each day of sorrow, torments upon 15.
Okay.
My days are waste.
So I'm in Google
Take
Classroom
thou no
right
heed,
now.
thou still are left.
Theoretically, I may have some people coming for a class.
A poor man's day seems all one frown. What move from counsel to a fool?
I'm just enjoying
Not thy words. Thy wrath let cool.
trippy environment.
Stop lest
That's right.
thoughts. Stand free from all. Slave not for pelf.
I'm
Be
amazed by
not
the
greed's thrall.
capabilities
Rivers
of
into
this
one small gall. It
very
can't behold
inexpensive
the little
computer
full
now.
20. The eyes of face that's near content.
The computer itself is like $100,
oysters
and I
from air
got
pearl
the
is
video card
756.
for $150.
The heart that's
Which
beaten
it's
from
gone
life's
up.
start.
The video card
Finds the greed is
that I
kept
got for
apart.
this MSI
Then
1050
high
Ti,
me, love, a welcome
I
guest.
think it's like $300. It's a
Physician
used
thou
car,
to soothe my breast.
$300, but
Thou
it was like when the
pure pride and shame
Bitcoin
in
stuff took off. People
Old Galen
Bitcoin
still was
mining or
not to
something like
thee.
that.
Through love, this earthly frame
Cost of the
ascends
cars
to
went up.
heaven. A hill to skip pretends 25. 3. In trance of love, Mount Sinai shakes, and gods descend. And Moses quakes. 57. Found I the friend on whom I dote, I'd emulate flute's dulcet note. But for my love, while torn away, unmeaning words alone I say. The spring is o'er. The rose is gone. The song of Thelma is done. His love was all. Himself, unknown. His love, alive. Himself, dead but birdie, who feels not love's all quickening flame, is like the bird whose wing is lame. Can I be quiet, easy, glad, when my delight's away? No! Sad. Love bids my plaint all bonds to burst.
How you doing?
My heart would break, with silence cursed. A mirror best portrays when bright. Begrims with rust, its gleam grows light. Then wipe such foul alloy away. Bright shall it, so, reflect each ray. 35, whose heard what tale the flute can tell. Such is my case. Sung all too well. 4. I, the prince and the handmaid. Of prince there was, long since in time it is. Of church and state the power and wealth were his. The chase on horse one day to follow, bend. With pompous courtier train afield he went. A handmaid 58 fair was wandering near a grove. Her he espied, and straightway fell in love. His heart was snared. Her form its cage, its stall. He lavished gold, and made her thus his drag. But now, behold the wayward spotted fate. The maid fell sick, this princess joy to bait died, on us had Hodge. No saddle to the fore, a saddle bought. A wolf straight Jackie tore, a jug a dick. The well, alas, was dry. The well then filled. The jug was broke hard by. Now leeches call the prince, from left, from right. 2 lines, quoth he, depend upon their might. My health is not. She's life of life to me. Unsadded heart. My sovereign balm is she. Who finds a remedy to save her life. Much gold, with Jove, his. And thanks more life. 10 album next promised marvels. Each, to use his skill. To search the case. To ease the maiden drill. 5. Each one of us has chosen 59 human power. Of all their ills we cure men every hour. Through pride, God willing said they not, I chose 60. Man's nothingness, in them the Lord would show. That is to say, to leave off his good word, is sin. Say by no road, it will not please the Lord. Commoners shrink from tonguing it aloud, whose hearts each action with thought will enshroud. 15. The doctors now prescribe full many drug. In vain they ponder, vain their shoulders shrug. The maid a very skeleton became. The prince's tears their want of skill did blame. With Ossible, through fate, did bile increase. In oven oil ran dry were rough as grease. Black sour balance as his neck falls first. As naphtha feeds a fire, drinks brought by thirst. The prince no sooner saw all their art was vain, then barefoot sped, heaven's worship house 61 to gain 20, the holy altar, there, he bowed before. With flood of tears he bathed its sacred floor. Then, heart beneath with sorrow's fierce outbreak, mid praise and blessing, thus his suit he spake, to me, whose meanest gift is worldwide sway, who knowest each secret wish, one need I pray. Our refuge art thou in our every need. We've erred again. Do thou in mercy lead. 'Tis thy behest, to whom all thoughts are known, that man with words approach thy awful throne. 25. 6. His humble supplication prophet said, sweet mercies found at once did overflow. His tears undried, deep slumber all men fell, and heavenly dulcet tones we heard us tell, glad tidings, Prince, to thee this day I bring, next thy dawn at thy privileges shall ring. A heathen said stranger, boast in him who art, Indians have faith. He's true in speech and heart. Imagine not his treatment magic spell. God's power alone can make thy maiden well. 30. The promised hour came, the dawn broke. The sunbeams paled the stars. The prince awoke. An outlook sought him, whence to watch the road, and first to each expected stranger to survey. One he espied of most majestic mien, of radiance mild, as sun, dark clouds between, or moon at fair. So symmetry from afar. Mere fancy's pictures ever objects mar.
Hey, wait a minute. Sadia, how you doing?
Their peace, their war, not solving for a sham. Their pride, their shame.
I'm trying to see. What scene am I in? I'm in scene 2. Okay. I'm getting ready to change what I'm delivering. Hey, guys. I'm getting ready to start like a little class on gaming and stuff. I've got some people that may come in Google Classroom here. How you doing? Yeah, I'm trying to get some the correct thing. Someone wants to join this call. Okay, admit. Hey, man.
Hey.
Whoa. Yeah, your volume is really high. Hold on, maybe I can turn mine down a little bit. How's it going? You alright?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why my machine's making noises. Oh.
Man, I gotta tell you, you know, I know people laugh in their fist or whatever, you know, but my wife, you know, yeah, when we were having our courtship and everything, I told her, you know, I was over here, you know, I was really playing guitar. I was playing a lot of music. And I actually got a guitar. When I went, you know, she was like saying, you know, when I went to the Philippines or whatever, she was saying, yeah, I'm going to play music too, and I'm interested in it too. You know, my very best Squire guitar I ever had, and I took it to the Philippines and gave it to her with an amplifier for her to start practicing. She left it there.
She what?
She left it in the Philippines. She didn't bring it. And I was like, you know, when she got here, I was like, gee, you know, so I tried to give her another guitar. She's like, you know, no, I'm not doing that. And I was like, damn, what am I gonna do? You know, because can I yeah, and I'll tell everybody who's interested in knowing, if you're a musician, you really, you know, it's something you really have lots of time invested in it. Years.
Exactly. What is it? 10,000 hours to become proficient.
And when you stop, when you stop playing, if you start playing, you know, if you stop practicing, it just goes downhill. I think
you lose it.
Yeah, these games are like that too. I'm streaming, by the way. I'm live streaming, but yeah. So
Solve the riddle of my
I
dark
went.
days.
You know, the thing that happened is I was like, well, you know, we're married now. And we have a baby and everything. So early when the baby was really little, I would always play the guitar for her. And now she's playing piano a lot. I got her a nice keyboard and stuff like that. But I really, with my wife not wanting to do it all, it was really harmful. I mean, you know, I don't want to go out to do live performances. When I'm married, and my wife is not going out with me, because that's just going to be trouble.
Right.
And a single guy, you know, performing on stage, there's girls all over the place. It's not good, you know. So I only went out one time. Really, Larry Marcinko, when I got back from when he discovered me on Facebook, he's like, "Are you the guy that introduced me?" It's like when I was going to China, I introduced him to this band that was forming, and
her body found, her soul was suppressed.
hey, Ace, what's up?
What's up?
The symptoms plain.
Oh man, you're styling, man. Wow, you really got some cool shades on there, bro.
I'm sorry I wasn't here for a couple of days. I was visiting my
Wait, I wasn't here either.
Oh.
No, I felt bad about it too, because it's like all of a sudden when it was the day before 4th of July, my wife was like, "I'm not going to work," and I was all confused. I was like, "Well, you know," and she gave me things to do, so I just didn't start the class, and I was worried that people came and I didn't say nothing, but I did say it was going to be informal and stuff. So, but then the 4th of July came and I was like, man, I am not going in there on the 4th of July. I was sorry, you know, and there's no notice and all that stuff. But, you know, I did say it should be casual and you should come if you want to come to the class, you know, instead of it being forced to do it or something like that. I'm going to reduce all this mass media overflow going on. Did y'all have a good 4th of July?
Actually, I wasn't in town during 4th of July. I was actually in Alabama. That's where I'm from.
Oh.
And my grandma, she was a little sick with cancer.
Oh.
And yeah, we went down there to visit her. But we just got news this morning that she didn't make it.
Oh, my
But we literally left yesterday. We left yesterday and we didn't get home till about 11 at night or 12. So we were down there for 3 days straight visiting her. So.
Well, did you get to talk a little bit?
Well, the first day she could talk. The second and the third, she really couldn't talk as much. She was very sleepy.
Yeah. It's and there's a lot of things, you know, it's related to math and science, but cancer. You know, our bodies are made up of molecules, and what a molecule is like a compound of atoms, which are elements, right? And when we're exposed to certain kind of like a chemical or some kind of toxin or something like that, it can cause one of those molecules to break up, right? And then when so part of your body at the microscopic level, it's like a little molecule, right? And something like, even like getting a suntan causes that to happen. You eat certain things, it can cause a chemical reaction that causes a molecule to break up, and then there'll be an atom that came off that molecule that has a charge. And when a molecule, it's like it's trying to react with something. When an atom has a positive charge or a negative charge, it's trying to get stability by reacting with something else. And unfortunately, usually that's not a good thing in your body. It involves some damage. So it's like staying out in the sun too much, especially people that are very light skinned, they'll get skin cancer. In fact, biology shows now that people of color, the reason most of the people in the world are people of color and not really fair light skin is because they have developed a resistance to the sun, the damaging cosmic radiation of the sun. But all those things can lead to cancer, and we should be very concerned about it because we have chemical factories and army bases and things where they have these toxins and stuff stored. And man, one day they could just, if that stuff breaks out and leaks out, it could be they come on the radio and say, start running. That stuff is floating your way, and that's all it's gonna be. People don't believe it, but I mean, y'all are young. Y'all got to think about this. We got this place where they make the nuclear weapons up at Savannah River, the Savannah River plant, and they flat don't know how to deal with all the waste that they have up there. And it's not only is it chemically toxic, poisonous, but it's also radioactive. And radiation comes in several forms. It's like ionizing radiation. It can be little particles, and a particle can be blocked by a piece of paper, right? Or it can be electron streams. Radiation can also be electron streams, right? And that's a little bit more penetrating, right? Streams of electrons. That's how old TVs used to work, is they used to stream electrons and it would light up phosphorus, and that's how they made the screens light up. But the penetrating radiation is called gamma radiation, man, and that goes through just about anything, and it damages you. It's like cooking your behind in a microwave. It really is. And people are not aware how much pollution and stuff the danger of it. And as y'all get older, I guarantee you're gonna hear a word about it. They just had in the New York Times, the negotiations collapsed for the cleanup over in Washington of the Hanford Nuclear Reservation, which is also a weapons facility. And the people that were saying they were going to try to clean it up, you know how much money they wanted? $500 billion. And when they estimate it's going to be $500 billion, it's going to cost more than that, right? But the negotiations fell through, so yeah, it's up in the air what's going to happen with that stuff. But anyway, I want to talk about some things on gaming stuff, and what you see right now, Ken and Ace, is I'm sending you the image that you see of me is actually a virtual camera, so it's an OBS layout. Were you guys all able to install OBS?
Yes.
Okay. Now.
Yeah, I was able to get it installed.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna get ready to present my screen, and I've got a couple of interesting things going on. But I'm gonna get my OBS and put it on my other screen and get ready to present it. Some guys are on my stream and they were asking. I'm sorry, I didn't see the chat, guys. I didn't see the chat. Very, very beast. The way you join my class is I send you the Meet link. There's somebody out on the internet from Texas that wants to join our class. And let me see if I can get the Meet link. Where is it? Okay, here it is. So now I'm going to my chat. This is, and you'll learn about this later. Like if you're streaming live on the internet, which I am, I'm streaming live on Twitch. there is the joining. I just sent the joining info. So if they're still on chat, Sadia. Also, okay, this is very cool. There's a girl, she's a college student in India, and she was thinking about joining the class, but she just said, well, I better go do my homework. And I was like, yeah, Sadia, you should do your homework first, right? But think about that. You can offer training. You can offer a class on a live stream. You're in Google Classroom, right? But anybody on the internet could see the class and see what's going on. Now, what they're not going to see is what I'm getting ready to present to people that are in the class. So hold on just a second. I'm going to share my screen. Hey, Goth the Dragon Queen. You know, I was an elementary school teacher, and I left a Goth Dragon Queen. I'm so glad you dropped in. Right. I'm teaching a little 45-minute class on Google Meet. Some of my students from the school that I left this year are in there, and we're going to talk about setting up OBS and stuff like that. And here's somebody else, guys. The guy got in my class, Goth Dragon Queen. She's a streamer, and but she streams kind of intense games. So it's 18 plus. She's a real well-rounded gamer. She can play multiple different, very fast FPS games. Okay, I'm getting ready to share my screen. See how it comes up. I got myself logged in. Getting ready to present. Okay, so what you're seeing is, and it's real laggy, isn't it? You're seeing my OBS layout, right? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So when you get into OBS. Oh man, she left. Oh dang. Goth Dragon Queen, she's cool, and this especially I want to address to my brother is I was looking at the whole thing of getting money and tips and donation, like when a lot of people set up their game or their presentation, where you can click on some donation button and donate some money to them. All right, so I was looking at that, and it's kind of complicated. It seems like if you use your streaming services donation or charity function, they take a cut of it, right? Okay, so and this is more appropriate for adults, because Ace is probably not going to be doing anything where he's streaming. Yeah, he would be recording stuff to maybe put online. But let me see. I'm going to switch. I'm going to show you what I came up with. But I have to. You see that layout there? Hold on a second. I'm gonna go to my virtual camera, right? And I'm gonna change the output selection to this example thing, this PayPal thing. And now I'm gonna change it to that. All right. Now, do you see that? PayPal.me/David McBride, 1963.
Right.
Okay. So, are you familiar with the PayPal me link?
I'm familiar with PayPal, but I'm not really.
Oh, okay. It's a. I think if you've never used it, what you have to go in one time and say, I want to run the PayPal me link, and then you're going to have a page that's going to have your icon or whatever, right? This just like a permanent web page, right? So when if you're and I don't know, you're probably not going to be a kick-ass gamer or doing some but this is just a way, like say you're doing training, right? And you want multiple people to get on your training class, right? You're offering, like I'm doing now. Well, I've done this thing. Do you see it? Can you read it on the screen?
Yeah.
It's like PayPal me, and it's I'm changing the font, right? And what that is an image slideshow. And the images are high definition. That's 1920 by 1080 pixels. With the photo, that's a Photoshop generated text or whatever. And I went through the, if it's just a text and it doesn't change, it doesn't call attention to itself really. So a quick way that I came up with is like, well, I'll change the font and I'll save it out. Change the font, save it out. Change the font, save it out, until I had about 10 of them, right? And then what I load is I load a source. So if you look on my my screen share there's a thing, and it looks like one of those pull down screens, the projector screens or whatever that they used to have in the olden days. That icon indicates that it's an image slideshow, right? And that's in the top layer. Can you see that?
Is that on the left side of the screen? I'll see the
sources. It's high, yeah. So on the left side of the screen you have scenes, right? And in the bottom you've got a scene that's called PayPal.
Yeah, I see that, the blue line. Yeah.
So that's selected. Okay. So now, next to that, there is a window which is called the sources window.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Sources, and the next to go is the high definition webcam. That's what that is. And then the PayPal me thing is okay, this thing happened to me just the other night, and I started this story when we started. I was trying to tell the story of like, it's like when I was over there with you, I was coming over here to play music with David. Now when I was in Beijing, I was living by the Central Conservatory of Music, and we could go and play and get paid, and there are like incredible musicians everywhere, international, from all the countries in the world. Guys that you walk up on stage and you're just like, I'm in the key of this. Here's the, here's the chorus, the chorus, the bridge, and instantly you got 4 or 5 people that are playing live in a band. They're that professional, right? No bullshit. They're playing music like, so that's the environment that I left when I came back. And then I come back and David is like, he's kind of dying. He was dying from, he had 2 failed fused vertebrae operations, and he didn't want to take opioids, but the doctors said that's kind of a death sentence. They had put him on that. And I was over here trying to help him. And, for several years, we're playing music, and, that was like already gone downhill. So the music, can you hear that music?
Yeah, I don't hear the music.
Dang, why is that doing that? I should. So you didn't hear like a female voice talking either, right?
No.
That's not.
All I hear is your voice.
All right. So if you see, well, okay, no, you can't see that either. But I, on the stream, it can show. Now I'm trying to think how to deliver that to the classroom.
All right, I just heard someone talking in the background.
I think that's Ace. He's coming back.
Yeah. Oh, and for your thing on your stream that you're showing, your OBS screen,
Uh-huh.
I see the PayPal URL, fine.
Uh-huh.
And in the Google whatever we're using, it's like it's cutting the bottom part of the bottom's being cut off.
Oh, I see.
In other words, it's the leg of the P and the Y is cut off.
Okay, that's a little bit weird. I don't know why you've got the layout. I'm looking at the layout, delivering it to my artificial student. You see that the little anime avatar
right.
or whatever. I'm
right.
looking at what she's receiving. And she's receiving the whole OBS layout.
Yeah, in other words, I'm seeing it, your OBS layout, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is the participant window in whatever your platform that you're teaching the class on. In other words, the thing isn't in the title safe window. In other words, it's cutting the bottom off. In other words, you get at the bottom of the A is where it's getting cut off. So, anything that comes down below that, the leg of the P and the leg of the Y gets cut off. But,
okay.
I mean, that's just for your reference.
What? No, this is important. I mean, it's part of the reason that I wanted to offer a free class to deal with the possibility of having offering a class that's on a live stream where people can join the stream and then they could actually get the class join information and then enter the Google Classroom.
Right.
But I don't know. It just you kind of just need to do it and then find out what the issues are. And this is part of the reason why I wanted to do this. And what I would like to do, right now is I'm gonna stop presenting, right?
And now it's fine. However, it's cutting the first P off in PayPal when we go back to this view right now.
Okay, so what you're looking at, the thing that you're describing, right, is my, I see exactly what you're talking about now. And that's not, on the presentation, the screen presentation, you weren't seeing that, right? This is my virtual webcam is being cut off by the Google frame. So that's good information. But I'm gonna start my share again. But back to what I was saying is I was already in a situation where my playing ability was going downhill. Over there at your house, I was like, let me just. I sat down with a GoPro, and made this video of a Japanese television theme song. That's got thousands of views. I still get emails from people. Oh man, can you write down the chord sequence? And that's great. I can't believe that. And I was like, well, I really need to do this. I should. My problem is, and I think a lot of us experience this. We kind of want somebody to do something with us because it sort of gives you an affirmation. That's bad, If you're fully an adult, I'm getting older, and I should do what needs to be done as an adult to make a successful stream or a successful online class program or something like that, without having a partner that's doing it with me. You know, and this is a problem with the situation with getting married, and my wife didn't want to play guitar with me, and me needing sort of like somebody like, well, David for you know, while he was still with us. Yeah, Ken, we were over here on the laptop with the you know, the MacBook recording stuff for like you know, four years before he finally passed away. And what happened was I was so bummed out as I put all the recordings, I just, you know, it's like on a hard drive, you know, all our digital recordings that we said. I was so sad or whatever, I just silence, you know, I just stopped playing. And my, you know, when my wife arrived and she was like, she didn't bring that really wonderful guitar, and she was like, I don't want to play guitar, you know, what's that? You know, I was like, well, you know, you did say, you know, that you wanted to do these things with me. And so I guess it's a way for me to say kind of what my experience is now. After all this time, well, what have I done? I picked up that hard drive, and I opened it up, and I'm starting to finish all our tunes. You know, everything that we were working on or whatever. I'm making it into a music stream, and I'm going out there and I'm putting it out there. And I'm trying, you know, I do my gaming stream from early morning, so I'm done with that. And then during the day, I work on the music stream, and it's like, man, I don't know how to put it in words. You know, you work on something for 4 years. You've known a guy your entire life since we were in high school, and this is all stuff. And he just dies and it's just gone, right? And your wife is like, I don't care. Yeah, well, okay, that's fine. She don't care, or whatever like that. But it was kind of like a kind of a sad weight, you know, that I was carrying around with me.
How you doing, man?
And what this is what has happened here recently. It's like I'm starting to go back to square one and do the things that I was going to do that my wife said, you know, I'm not going to do this. So I'm just going to, I'm going ahead and I'm doing what I plan to do on my own. And I'm trying to, you know, recover the situation with my daughters. I want her to have a good education environment with me at home to teach her. And so by doing this, okay, what started to happen is like she's like comes in and she's like, sometimes she sits right behind me and plays games behind me while I play music, and then sometimes she stops and plays the piano with me, and sometimes we're, you know, so we've developed this kind of music rapport back and forth. But I think, and I'd like to say this for anybody and everybody that can hear it.
I like all kinds of stuff.
Kids want to be grown-ups. They don't want, you know, they're like, they don't want to do stuff that's like kid stuff.
I like the
right?
Beastie Boys and the Sex Pistols.
They want to be, you know what I'm saying? They're ready to be adults. They really want to be grown up.
The Drifters.
And when you do stuff, I feel like in these public schools, it's all contrived. This is an activity for kids, you know. The kids are just like
Don
suffering.
Giovanni,
They're like, I don't
also.
want to do these stupid activities that you set up. Because you don't want to do, you wouldn't do that, you know, and it's true, right?
I like the
So
psychedelic
my position on
Smashing
educating
Pumpkins,
kids
the
is like,
Raider.
let's do real stuff, right? That I want
Sa-
to do.
Sounds like the Montessori school of thought.
Who was that?
Right,
dude
right.
that,
That, you know,
Gail
let's
played by?
the
Pixies.
the thing. It's like what happens is kids, they have, as soon as the adults are out of sight,
I'm supposed to
they have their
play
adult
on,
behavior, whatever that they're practicing being adults with each other, right? And all that crap stuff that you're doing in class and these stupid education activities and stuff like that, they're not really doing that. and they've got this really, I had like the guy that chimed in earlier, Barry Beast. I don't know. I mean, I think he's 8 years old. He's in Texas, right? And he's a gamer, and he's savvy enough to run OBS and stream, and he's 8 years old, and he can talk and talk about serious stuff. He's had some, we had difficult family trauma and stuff like that, and I was talking with stuff about, here he is, he's 8 years old. He's like, yeah, man, I've seen some stuff like that. My people have been through several divorces and stuff.
It's me and a friend of mine.
We shared I think a better learning process than we get in these formal education settings or whatever.
We played together since high school.
Activity things.
I wrote this song or made it up.
But back to what I was saying, it's like okay, my situation now, I feel like it's good. We get some real quality time together, but really, my daughter during the 2 years that she was by herself here in the house,
been working together on these.
She got into these streamers like Cookie Swirl and Presley and what is it? The Moody Twins. She loves them, and she watches all them playing Roblox and doing all this stuff, and they do really funny stuff. And here she is. She's 5 years old. She knows that we're making TV in here, and it's going live out over the internet. She understands that, right? And she understands that she can go in her room and turn on her television, and there's Dad on TV. Right?
You didn't say just simply a heart attack.
Right? She's like, wow, she's that
Bar
savvy.
Food, whiskey.
And I think, light years ahead of what kids are getting in the public education system. They're going to these public schools and stuff, and lucky not to get shot. So,
yeah, his arteries were, he had hypertension, and they were telling, man, we went under.
But
he's using a credit.
So back to my thing. What's happening now is like I'll do a 4-hour stream in the morning, and try to seriously learn how to play these games, right? And actually, the doing a stream like you record it. You can record your gaming stream locally, right? Which is what I do, right? So I have a high definition real time recording of my gaming stream, which means that anything funny or great or awesome or whatever that I want from the game, I have this huge archive of stuff going back to December. I can go and edit it and put stuff together from that. It becomes a huge reservoir. And the thing about, and this is a thing for people that are interested in television and film production and stuff like that, what's happening with this gaming streaming thing, like with people like the Moody Twins and Cookie Swirl and Ryan and Combo Panda and stuff like that, is not only are they kind of stage front with their little avatars or their little 2D panda guy, or the Moody Twins are also do 2D avatars or whatever, but they're also literally performing in the game. So there's a game share in the OBS layout, and it's I'm going to get into that shortly here. I'm going to review at what our sources are and how to add sources to a stream, and how to stream, record, and start a virtual camera. Right, that's going to be the culmination of this class. All right, so I'm sharing an OBS Studio layout in the classroom, and I'm gonna get to those topics like shortly at the end. Let's see. I'm looking at my chat room over here, but okay. To finish up what I was saying, it's like, okay, well that's great. I get done like if I'm on at 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, right? I'm done with the stream. And it's a 4-hour stream. And now that the stream has been going for a while, I'm starting to get known, right? And I've got my channel ID is like going out in into a Mech Arena a Discord group or whatever like that. And every time I do a stream, or any stream, there's a YouTube channel in that Mech Arena group, and my stuff, anybody, they get a notification flag. So it gets me more coverage. Now in my stream as well, what's happening is people come on, and this is the cool thing, especially you, Ken. I think you'd appreciate this. We used to watch like the Three Stooges, sight gag stuff, and a stooge, literally the definition of what a stooge is somebody that steps into the act, right? That looks like they came out of the audience, right? But they're actually part of the show, right? You know what the meaning of stooge is, right? All right. So what this phenomena that we get on Twitch, right? A live stream of gaming on Twitch is like people come on and they're like watching the combat. They're sitting down in the studio audience, like watching you on TV, and then they send a message and it comes up on the TV screen, right? Their chat message appears on the TV screen that they wrote. Hey man, can I come? and then I go, oh hey, let me send you my robot ID number, right? And I send the ID number and they add me, and then all of a sudden they've gone from being a spectator. They've gone from being a spectator in the game to jumping into the action, right? And what is happening, this phenomena that we're getting, is people that really learn how to play the game. Well, they've become actors. They become performers, and they are performing live on stage with their game expertise. And that's, I think it's just really, really a cool. It's like it goes back to a time of like vaudeville, where there was only, if you went to see a show, it was a stage show, and there were people on the stage, right? And then they would, could I have a volunteer from the studio audience, right? If you remember the Bugs Bunny cartoon where the magician is like, I need a volunteer from the studio audience. I'm gonna put the sword in the basket, right? And Bugs Bunny he's dressed like a little schoolboy, right? He gets in the basket, and when the magician is trying to put the sword in there, he's like, wow. I don't know if you remember that cartoon. But I think that's an illustrative example of the kind of phenomena that we're getting now, and why.
Well, to do it like a talk show,
right?
In other words, people can sit there, and of course, it's more. You think more of it of like radio talk show, but think of it with the technology now. Whether you're using a webcam or as you are in Mech Arena or a robot character, you basically have people wanting to be guests in your show.
That's right.
So you there's this environment where, oh, I can be on TV, or I can be part of a live stream, and I can show people that I'm really good at Mech Arena or whatever, and they become anyway.
They become celebrity or something like that, and now the thing about it is Mech Arena in terms of the Twitch channel or whatever of Mech Arena. It's got thousands or something. I don't know if it. I don't know if viewers of the Mech Arena Twitch, the total thing you can see at the top of the Mech Arena category, how many people are viewing it at any given time, and I forget how many are, right? But the different categories, like right now, this class that I'm putting out, right? It's in Okay, and it's about to end too. But it's in the just chatting category on Twitch, right? Now, the just chatting category, right? People that just want to see just people just having conversations and stuff, right? Has got 26.4 million followers right now. Okay, now how many people right now are watching just chatting category videos on Twitch? Well, it just so happens 580,000 people, more than 500,000 people, are up in there, right? So likewise, certain games like Fortnite, you probably have at any given time. Or for example, I saw on Valorant, the Valorant category at any given time, it's like almost 250,000 people are in there watching it, and there's millions of people that follow it, and so they're getting notifications on their phone when people that they follow or when that category has new stuff going live. So there's incredibly large potential audiences there. Now, speaking to your like talk show thing, as you see, you can do an image with an alpha channel, right? Well, just like that, like when you go on CNN or whatever, and there's like a layout with the 3 vertical rectangles, and there's like the pundits or whatever, stupid people that act like they know something about something. Actually, pundit is like they don't have pundits in America. They call them pundits, but they're just idiots that are like, hey, I'll go on the show and I'll say whatever propaganda you want me to spew, right? But in India, they had the word comes from India, and it means somebody that really, really is a master of something or a super expert of something. But in the United States, they use the term pundit for whatever moron they got to spout the party line or whatever on the show. But the thing about it is you don't have to do. You don't have to have fancy gear or compositing stuff. You got a layout with 3 rectangular holes in it, right? And you just put the sources in your OBS layout, and there you go, right? It's just like the big TV, and it's happening in real time. And people need to really, really harness it. Well, they are, people are doing it. But I want to get to a conclusion here, and the thing I want to do is if you look at the bottom of my layout, my screen presentation on the left, we are in the PayPal scene, right? And there are 2 items in it. There's the Next2Go camera, and if you see how I highlighted that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, well, I can turn it off, right? It's gone. I can turn off this, right? And it's gone. And now I'm streaming nothing but just dark. Okay, now I'm turning it back on, right? So that is how it works. Okay, now if here, does everybody see this window now? The sources window. That every scene here on the left that I have created, there's a C major 2, scene 2, G major, PayPal. All these are scenes, and they all have custom layouts in them, right? So I can switch between them. Okay, now so in a given scene, I can hit this plus, and what do I have? I have application audio capture, right? Which means that I can pick up audio, for example, from a text reader or something like that, right? And add that as a source, right? So when I open that scene, wherever that audio is coming from, that audio is going to be coming across, whether it's music or vocal or something like that. Okay, audio input capture. Similar, but it can be anything. Now, I had mentioned before that what we do typically is Windows, by default, dumps all the audio that can be created simultaneously. You can set up your VLC your video player, your VLC video player to play multiple videos, right? And all that audio will come through all at the same time. It will, right? But Windows, by default, just dumps all that directly to what's called desktop audio, right? And what we want to do is set up virtual cables, right, where we can pipe audio from a specific application to a specific destination, and we're going to be able to identify that with the audio output capture. Okay, now browser, right? If I add a browser source, right? These are different sources I can add. I add a browser source, it's essentially I'll put a link in there, right? Now, for example, my chat box is a chat overlay, and it comes from streamelements.com. So when chat comes through, it's because I put a link in a browser source, and then it appears there. But any browser source, I can also put that in. So you can just experiment with that. Now I'm gonna skip over color source and go to display capture. Right, and that is exactly what it says. Right, you can deliver like your game monitor or whatever, or a specific monitor to your scene. All right. Now then there's game capture. Right. Now a lot of times, if you can just send your game over display capture, you run into less trouble. Sometimes there's some complications of the game capture source, but in some circumstances, if you want to add your game to your OBS stream, you're going to utilize the game capture source. All right. The other thing is just a straight image, right? So if I just want to put a straight static image up there on my layout, I can put it up there and I can size it however I want to set it up. Then slideshow. All right, the slideshow is very powerful because I can put animated GIFs in there, right? Media source, and I mentioned this before. If I add a media source, that means that it's going to play a local media file, like a video or something like that, but it doesn't have controls, right? So I mentioned before, like there's a couple of ways you can do a window capture and capture YouTube pop-out window. And YouTube pop-out windows, when you highlight them, are going to reveal sliders and controls, right? That's very useful. All right, and the media source is not going to ever show you that stuff or give you that kind of power or control. It's very limited in what you can do with it. But VLC video source, that means you can put a folder, right, and put VLC videos in it. So think about this. Say, okay, good. I got the 10-minute warning, so I'm going to try to finish this up. And some guys do this. They go out. There's a guy that has a public domain, and I mentioned this before. He runs 24 hours a day, everything in the public domain that he can, right? He's trying to see if it's going to take off and get really popular about that. But I think, probably the problem with what he's doing is that a lot of stuff may be in the public domain because it's awful, and nobody wanted it or cared what happened to it, right? So they got no return on trying to defend copyright for it, so it just went out of copyright, right? So I think for people that want to get into production or something like that, they could go out and find really, really good stuff, right? And get essentially you could make a folder VLC Monday, VLC Tuesday, VLC Wednesday, and have a 24-hour set of just VLC files, right? Of movies and public domain cartoons and television shows and everything like that. So you could lay out your whole dang TV guide plan in these Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday VLC folders, and they'll just play. You just put that as a source, and then stream it live, and then you're just streaming. Yeah, it's like your own TV station. And so people should really, try to do something that's really good out there and catch interest. So window capture, I don't know well, I guess a group source maybe is going to be some kind of like a folder thing, but I'll look that up. I'm not familiar with what that is. Okay, so that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover today. I'm going to stop sharing. All right. And thanks for tuning into the class. Let's see. Yeah, and there's room for improvement. You know what I should have probably had some kind of way on this layout here to present like I've got an idea. Let me do this. Will be my last demo thing, right? So people that were getting on the live stream were not seeing some of the stuff, right? So what I could have had is I'm gonna add a source, and I'm gonna get window capture, and I'm gonna choose create new, and I'm gonna choose the Opera Swartzinger's Games class. Okay, and now I'm gonna drop that in. So now here's your icon, Ken. It's appearing there on my live stream. Okay, so if I did like if I did my present now, and I did present my entire screen, what that now is going to do when I select the screen and share it, there. You see that? Still not the best that I would want. And like I could put this. Okay, there's the window capture. So if I want to show what's going on there with the Google Meet, I could have that in the one place. But I'm going to add one more, and I'm going to do a display capture, and I'm going to add existing, and there's my infinite. You see my infinite. That's now my OBS layout being presented as a screen presentation and a display capture. It's going out both over the live stream, and it's presenting in Google Classroom. Okay, so that's kind of what you're seeing. I'm if you pardon me for saying, I'm going to look at my artificial students result here. Isn't that interesting? Right? Now think about that. The reason why it goes off to infinity is, what is it showing you? Well, it's showing you the desktop, showing you the desktop, showing you the desktop, showing you the desktop, right? So it goes off up into infinity. And whenever you put an OBS into something like that, you're going to get the infinite mirror. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to bring down OBS or whatever. And dang, I guess I did. Okay, let's see if you can see that I did. I figured out a way to put Google Docs into dark mode, right? And I'll tell you how to do that at some point. It's something that you can do with Opera GX, and also you can do it with Chrome. It's an experimental thing, but it allows you to put your control your background of your Google Docs word processor. And I think this is extremely useful because when you have big HD or 4K monitors and they're showing white Google Docs spreadsheets or layouts, it's blinding. You need to put sunglasses on. So I figured out a way to do this, and I'll talk to you about how to do it next time. All right, any questions?
You mentioned animated GIFs.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're creating your own. I know that researched that the other day, and I mean, there's sites you can go to that'll create them for you, and there's limitations, and of course they want
You
you
want to
to
know the best
subscribe
way
to a
to.
service and all that other stuff. And
You want to know the best way to do it?
what's the best way to do it?
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of different ways you can do it, right?
Right.
But like for one thing, there's a video proc. It's like a video PROC. It's a little editing, trimming utility or whatever. But you can batch process a file, and really just cut it up into links that are several seconds long, right? Maybe go just a couple of seconds, right? And then it will spit that out to a folder as just a whole big crap load of MP4s. Now, you grab wherever in the, that's just a rough, it's like, I don't have time to do this, but I'd like to get all the Starship scenes and Battlestar Galactica #7 or something like that. You spit it in there and it spits it all out, and you see all the MP4 icons that have talking heads, you just delete them, and the ones that are left with the spaceship battle stuff,